Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor, and today we are here with a full clear of Alliance Quest Day 1. So, I actually did film this video last week, and someone took my Section 3 while I was sleeping, because there's only 8 paths, which means we have 2 people in backup, and yeah, someone just took my path, so I wasn't able to do it. And then on Day 2, I had to turn off suicides, so that I could place my war defense, and I didn't turn it on for the rest of the week. So I decided to record it Day 1 this week. So obviously, in order to make Gambit a horseman, we have to have this one fight where we ramp up Apocalypse. So this is not on my path, this is leading up to my path. Normally, to ramp up Apocalypse, I take the Carnage on this path, because it's just, like, you normally end with a little more health on APOC, but that really doesn't matter at all, because you're literally never going to use him for the rest of the Alliance quest. But just watch this L2 damage. He's going to throw a heavy, she's going to throw a heavy, and this node has pull, which means that contact attacks do 75% less damage, but I believe it is double damage that non-contact hits do. So that SP2 can do some really nice damage, and now I just need to finish off with one special attack. We're just going to get to another special 2. An L1 would have killed, and honestly I could have just thrown this L2 also, would have killed with the debuff immunity, but I'm just going to charge in here. And with Flux Dispersal, for every hit that you do, your damage gets resisted by 5%, so at 20 you're going to get 100% resistance. Now, if you take a look at the health, you'll notice my APOC's health was not at 100%. I actually disconnected once going into this fight, and by some miracle, I didn't lose my Horseman pre-fight, or else the rest of Alliance Quest would not have been fun. But I was able to replace my Horseman pre-fight, and because of that, I had to throw one 14k potion and one 16k and one 6k potion into Gambit. But the only ones that I had in overflow were the team potions, which is why APOC is now back at full health, if you were wondering. But yeah, barring disconnects, you pretty much end every single day without a single item using this strategy. So I didn't really talk about the nodes on this path, but basically there's a node called Bob and Weave, which, if you'll notice that sometimes he has the passive precision under him, that means that the node is disconnected disabled temporarily. And basically what that node does is every single hit is a guaranteed crit, and that includes into your block. Now there is also a node on this path that 100% of any damage that you take into your block, so that War Machine hits into your block, 100% of it is going to get regenerated by War Machine. So while he's hitting into your block with guaranteed crits from his special attacks, he's going to be healing all of that damage. So basically the strategy with Gambit is just to get to your 10 charges so that you have 100% perfect block. And then if you think that an L3 followed by an L1 will kill, then you can just throw a heavy attack into a special 3, do massive damage, and kill with the L1. There it did. I don't think that needed to crit. I think it would have killed either way, but it was nice that it did crit for a 47k last hit. Now, although it doesn't always work this way, for most champs, in fact, it almost never works this way, Gambit's damage on his special 1 is spread evenly between the 2 hits. So both of those hits critting would do just under 100,000 damage. Now, this is the most annoying fight on the whole path. There we actually take a hit, so we go down to 99%, but because of Gambit's base ability, this actually has nothing to do with Horseman. Gambit does this on his own. Gambit heals from bleed suicides because of his flak jacket. Like I said, does not need Horseman for this whatsoever. However, Horseman also has this exact same effect, so you probably wouldn't notice that it's actually Gambit's base abilities that are occurring. Now, what I like to do is I like to throw the special 3 after you charge the heavy if I know it'll kill. Here, because Punisher has the chance to not die when he gets to 1 health, then I'm actually going to not throw the heavy attack, so that if he throws an L1, I am able to block it and not take any damage. But he's actually not going to throw it, and I'm just going to hit into his block here to kill him. And there we go. Easy fight. We have 2 fights left on this path, which are going to be Cable followed by Professor X. Cable is actually really weird here because the AI almost never throws special 1s and throws special 2s instantly. So on the first week that I did this path, I did not use this strategy. And I told them the first week, day 1 next week, I want to test out Gambit because I think he is objectively the best counter to this entire path. Also, I forgot to mention that there is Lionheart on this path, so if you try to reverse healing with a poison or anything like that, you take degeneration damage. Gambit has literally no way to do that, so you never have to worry about it. The L1 stun, nope. The L2 concussion, nope. And the L3 stun, nothing. You have nothing to worry about using Gambit here. You are never going to trigger Lionheart. So there we hit an intercept. You don't have to intercept this much. Like it's pretty, like it's completely unnecessary. Also, this L3 would probably do like 80% of Cable's health. Gambit has a really hard hitting special 3, and you're actually gonna see that in the Claire fight later on. Actually, it's like in 2 fights, I take this Clairvoyant. Professor X, this one's mildly annoying. I think I take a few hits in this fight, but Gambit heals, so you don't really have to worry too much about that. The only thing that's really annoying on this path is getting to your 10 charges. But once you get to your 10 charges, the fights are over. So right here, I'm going to bait a heavy, counter with a medium, and you actually do have time to dex it. Now, normally with Gambit, you have time to do medium, light, medium, and then into another combo. But if you don't feel 100% confident, you can always do medium, light, medium into another combo and be completely safe. Professor X is being a little bitch here, and he's not throwing his special attacks. So I was trying to trigger miss there right at the end, but I'm just going to dex his special 2, the first hit, and then I'm just going to dash out of the rest, trigger the miss, and then I'm going to stay near him so that I'm able to parry. And then right here I have my special 3, so I do that. I charge my heavy attack, but I don't throw it. The reason that I don't throw it, because there will be times that I do throw it, and I let it land, and then I'll wait a second and throw my special 3. The reason I do that is because Gambit special 3 does not give the opponent any combat power, or like it doesn't give them any power. So when I have an opponent, for example, that maybe I want to keep at an L1, or I want to use the stun to push them to a special 2, and I want them to gain extra power, those are times that I would use the heavy attack. Whereas when I'm trying to bait special 1s on the defender, such as this fight, I'm gonna not throw the heavy attack. So there I get clipped with an intercept. Completely does not matter though, because you're just healing from bleed the whole fight. Now, while you can just push Claire to her special 2, the buff immunity actually kind of messes up your prowesses, because, well, it's buff immunity and you can't get your prowesses. So what I'm waiting for here is I'm just going to wait for the bleeds to get me back to full health. So that's why I'm baiting special 1s. And then I'm going to throw off my special 3. I know for a fact it's going to kill. It actually does like 120% of this Claire's full health. So I'm not even remotely worried about that. So we get back to 100% health. I throw my heavy attack. And let me pause right here. Because of the node pull, if you throw your special 3 chained from your heavy attack, so you let your heavy attack connect, and then before you have a chance to recover, you throw your special 3. Your special 3 is going to get resisted because of the pull node, because the way that special attacks are calculated is they use something called stored status from your last hit. Now, this does allow you to cheese several nodes such as Invade with massive special 3s that technically count as block damage, but in cases like this, you actually do it to avoid the resistance from pull. So your special 3 will do full damage. So let's just get into that. So take a look. I get my 10 prowesses, throw the special 3, and yeah, she is dead. Now this does work for every single enemy on the pull path. So for example, on days where where the other people in the middle have not moved yet, and I'm the first one clearing the middle, I will use APOC for Carnage, make Gambit a Horseman on CMM, and I will use that that strategy. I think even going to like day 5, it kills them all with the special 3. I actually don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it does. So now we go for this section 2. Now my section 2 and my section 3 are exactly the same, with one having 3 fights, one having 5 fights, and there are 3 nodes on here. So number 1, buffed up. You have to have 3 buffs to do damage. Now, of course, you only have 3 buffs when you throw your heavy attack, so we're just going to wait till we get a special 3, then we're going to throw it. And second node on here is buffed up on the defender, which means that the defender also has to have 3 buffs at the same time. So there we charge our heavy attack. We didn't have a stun to chain it from, but that's alright because our special 3 stuns. We get him down to 42%, so at this one I'm probably just going to kill him. But also there's that third node. So you see that cruelty. So there I realized I didn't have 3 buffs, so I didn't go for it. But here I do have 3 buffs, so I do go for the special 1, and with no crits, it still kills. So there is the node where if you knock the defender down with either a heavy attack or a special attack, you actually trigger a cruelty on them, or sorry, cruelty, and it actually can make them crit through your block. So that's another thing Gambit counters on this path. So not only is he great for buffed up, because you can literally choose whenever you want your buff. So all you have to do is wait until they get their 3 buffs, and then just throw your heavy attack. It's like buffs on demand, so it's absolutely incredible. This Colossus is an asshole, and he's not going to throw his special attacks, which is not fun. And it's going to slow this fight down severely, because pretty much once we get to our special 3, the defender is completely dead. Now, Karate Mike, he actually made a video about Alliance Quest, and I commented on his video saying that Gambit cheeses these following paths. He doesn't consider it cheese, he just considers it a good counter. I consider it cheese for section 1. For section 3, no, he doesn't cheese buffed up. He just has the best form of buff gaining, which is on command. But for section 1, I think it's undeniably cheese. I mean, you literally shut off every single node on the path, and in addition, all of these defenders who have special attacks that you cannot fully dex, or at least you cannot consistently or safely, you just block them all and take 0 damage. And also, you heal from suicides. I mean, I don't know how that's not cheese, but apparently it's not. So there, our next opponent is Super Skrull on this path. This fight doesn't go well, but I still survive, I think, with full health. Maybe I'd take a few hits, I'm not 100% sure. But in this fight, I'm actually going to forget to make sure that he has 3 buffs when I throw my special 3. So I'm going to have 3 buffs, but because he didn't, my special 3 is actually going to do 0 damage. So that's fun. Yeah, you'll see that I get to my special 3. I'm trying to bait the special 1. He throws it. I've got used to the timing of, with Gambit, doing 2 light attacks. For Corvus, his second light attack is actually so long that it really, really throws it off, and it makes it much more difficult than it has to be. Now, look at this right here. I'm going to trigger 1 buff on him and throw the special 3. I genuinely just wasn't paying attention. This probably would have done like 70% of his health, roughly, because he didn't have any armor ups. But the knockdown actually gave him the buff that I needed, so we're going to do a little bit of damage while we have prowesses. But then our prowesses are going to wear off, and we just wasted a full minute and a half doing literally nothing. So we have to get our charges back. We actually get incredibly unlucky on that special 2, and despite us having a 60% to 80% chance by the end of auto-blocking everything, or sorry, perfect blocking everything, we only perfect blocked 2 of the 5 hits, which is so unlucky. We take so much more damage than statistically we should on like the average run. And Super Scrolls L2 can be mildly annoying, but with Gambit, it's just not, because you just block it all, and there's nothing hard about it. Now, there is a way to heal up in this fight, which is that falter, and there have been times where I've been low on health with Gambit because I ate a special 3 against Colossus or something like that, and I've actually healed all the way from 20% to 100% in this fight by just waiting. That's it. That's all I do. And then here, I know my special 1's going to kill, and there we go. So that fight, yeah, it did take a while, but it's 100% my fault, and you obviously saw how my first special 3 plus the ending there would have killed, because that special 1 undeniably does more than 10%. Now we're going to go on to our section 3, which has exactly the same 3 nodes, literally the same 3 nodes. And on this path we have Groot, Venompool, Odin, Silver Surfer, and do I only have 4? Odin. I don't remember. I thought I had 5 on this path, but maybe I only have 4. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. So with Groot here, he obviously gains buffs from you hitting him or just over time. So what you have to do is you have to just build to your special 3, wait for his buffs to trigger, and then throw your special 3, and lights out for Groot. So that's what we're waiting for. We're just going to get to our special 3. Unfortunately, we're not going to get it in time and be able to bait the special 1, so I'm not going to throw my special 3 with these buffs up. So now we just have to wait it out a bit and trigger the buffs one more time. So here he's got 3 of them, 3 of his passives. I don't know what they're called. And then right here, it starts taking 4 to 3, so I decided to throw my heavy attack. I did charge it there, just right before I threw my special 3. And it does massive damage. Gets him down to 40%. That did... I actually missed that. I think it was like 70k. I'm not sure. Maybe it was 80k. So he does have the shortened stun time, and then right here I decide to not go for the kill because I don't want to take the recoil, and I'm just going to get my charges back. Very easy. I didn't even take a single blocked hit. That was not perfect blocked to get there. So that was nice. Actually, I might have taken 1. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, the strategy is just get back to our special 3 and he dies. I should have just went for a special 2 right here, because even with no crits, it definitely kills. But I was just being super, super safe. Just showing off the power of Gambit. And Gambit is just one of the champions in the game that is criminally underrated. I think he is absolutely incredible. I've already done a Kang solo with him that I didn't upload. I don't know why I didn't upload that. I also did a Grandmaster solo. I didn't upload either of them, actually. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I should do that. It was like a month and a half ago, though, so the videos have probably don't work anymore. But maybe I'll go back and do it again. But yeah, He's just an insane champion. It is absolutely unreal. Well, one of the downsides to Gambit versus Kang is you can't throw your special 2 because it is a 100% concussion, so you will literally get damage back on every single prompt. Like, it'll always fail, which is a plus for Gambit, but just not for this fight. And yeah, other than that, Gambit is, in my opinion, the best horseman for incursions, and I don't think it's even close. I don't think Red Mags, Archangel, Wolverine, I don't think they're even close to how good Gambit is in incursions. I've used him several times in tournaments. In fact, in the tournament that I lost in the finals against NSD and Swidia, the one I went with FinTech, I used Gambit in the semifinals. And we got to like zone 18 or something like that. And I was running Gambit, Corvus, APOC, I think. But anyways. Yeah, I started this fight off against Odin miserably. So I take a hit, I eat a full special 1, and I know that against Odin's special 2, you can charge in after the first hit like that, and I guess I just didn't notice that he was throwing the special 1 instead of special 2, so I ate the second and the third hits. So there we hit a nice intercept, just to push us over until we can get back to getting our passives. So there we get it, and we're going to go back to 10, so nothing to worry about. Now we just need to get one more bar of power, and this Odin is dead. So the good thing about Odin is that he starts off with 3 buffs, and they're permanent. Which is awesome, because you literally never need to worry about his buffs. The only time you need to worry about his buffs are when you're using Corvus for this path, and you parry by accident. But I have used, the first week I did Alliance Quest, I used Corvus for this path, and I just didn't parry, just let him hit into my block. But Corvus also heals from suicides, so it wasn't a problem. So now we are here up against Venom Pool. Oh, I remember why I thought there was 5 fights in Section 3. It's because I take one of the other fights on the boss island. It's not one of the harder fights, it's one of the easier ones, but I do take it. And with Venom Pool's a little bit different with the way he gains buffs. So he has that timer that goes up by, I believe it's 4 every time he is hit. Maybe it goes up by more after you use special attack, or it's if he gets hit, or if he hits you. I don't know why that took or that was so difficult to come out of my mouth the correct way. But yeah, there we go. So he's at 3 buffs here, so I can throw my special 3, but I'm just going to bait the special 1, throw the heavy attack right here. I charged it. Notice what I was talking about earlier. Don't want to give him too much power, especially with all his power gain. And that special 3 does big damage. That does 82,000. And I'm pretty sure that an L1 here just kills. So while we are milking the stun to get a bunch of extra hits, this L1 easily kills. 19k crit on the first hit. And of course, all abilities drop off after the opponent's died. So the second hit does damage without masteries or the prowess increase. Actually, no, it does count the prowess increase. It just doesn't count suicides. Does it count suicides? I know it doesn't count masteries. So maybe it doesn't count suicides as well. I'm just going on though. So this last fight, Silver Surfer. This is always the trickiest fight on the path. However, with Gambit, it's just not, because you can take block damage whenever you want. You can let him get buffs whenever you want. It's just an easy fight. So he's going to throw the special 2 here, and like an idiot, I'm going to take 1 hit. I can dex that special 2 100% of the time. Apparently not when I'm just playing like garbage though. So here I'm going to throw the heavy attack and throw my special 3. Because he's at 2 bars of power when I'm throwing this, I know that I won't be able to do like 15 or 20 hits while he's stunned. So I know I'm only going to get in a few. But the opponent's combat power rate is massively lowered when Gambit throws the special 3 stun. So he actually doesn't even get that much power. So he just basically throws that special 2. I'm going to push to a special 1 and then bait it out. He throws a heavy attack, which is fine with me. And because I've not knocked him down incredibly recently, he actually does not have the crit, which means that I can safely block that. And yeah, we're completely fine. I'm about to get to my special 3. We just have to make sure he gets buffs. And because he gets a buff that he did not already have, he actually refreshes the duration of the other 3 buffs. So we throw the heavy attack, throw the special 3, and Silver Surfer is dead. So that is absolutely beautiful. We are at an 83%, and my goal in Alliance Quest was to heal up to 100% by the end. And it does happen almost always that I finish Alliance Quest with 100% health with Gambit. Didn't happen today. I'm going to end with like 94% or something like that. But you'll see that from this fight to the next one, when I healed 10%, literally all I needed was one more fight, and I would have healed to 100%. But the only fight left that I could have taken had one of the boss nodes on it, and I know I wasn't taking the boss, so I wanted to make sure that went to someone with the boss, or someone that was taking the boss. I have tried Gambit versus the Penny Parker boss, because I'm on the right, so I have to take Penny. I'm not forced to. Technically, I could go over and take Spidey, but Spidey's usually down first. I have tried Gambit, and when you can get all of the charges on the block gone, and you can get to your special 3 and throw it with the heavy damage increase, it can do like half of her health in one special 3, but it takes like literally 2 minutes to get to that. So it's a very boring fight, and I didn't feel like including it. I could absolutely solo if I wanted to. It just takes forever, and I don't really want to. So yeah, that is the full clear of my Alliance Quest paths. Cheesing Alliance Quest with Gambit. Like I said, Section 2, Section 3, not really cheese, just a great counter. But Section 1, yeah, is absolutely cheese. That is, by definition, cheesing a path. You turn off all the nodes, and you ignore the most annoying trait of all of the defenders. So yeah, there you go. That's going to be it for the Alliance Quest clear. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.